Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Natasha, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you our update on the garden. So lots has been done. We haven't shown you guys everything that we've done, and so I figured we would take some time today before it starts to rain and show you what we've been doing and the progress we've done and all the little projects that we're trying to kind of finish getting done before the hot months hit. So here we go. So the last time we updated you guys on this was all being tilled. Okay, so as you can see, we have never done this before, but this year we spent the little bit of extra money that we got back on our Lowe's rewards and put that into the garden as a weed barrier, because remember, this is not a raised bed. This was just our yard that we dug up. So that's what we did there. The idea was to plant a whole bunch of corn in this spot and then move on to quinoa in this spot. We've never done that before. However, plans have changed because the weather has changed, and unfortunately the weather didn't cooperate. I planted a whole bunch of corn here and none of them sprouted. So we need to Luke and I need to sit down and figure out what we're gonna do here, or if we're just gonna leave this, or if we are going to possibly use this more for like our fall garden, you know, and do like the vining stuff. I don't know yet. So that's what we did. A lot of work went into putting that down and getting that all ready. We've got some zucchini planted here along with our sunflowers. So those are all doing well. We've already got some that are starting to put off little ones down there. I don't know if you can see, yeah, they're right there. So we've got some that are starting. I had a few leftover tomato plants that were left in the greenhouse after we planted, so I just threw those in some pots, and those are doing really well. They're just gonna stay out here in pots, and if they make it, they make it, and if they don't, they don't. Our potatoes in our laundry baskets. This is budget gardening all the way, friends. We do not, these were just old laundry baskets that got ruined in some way, shape, or form, and we just brought them out here to use them as our potato containers. So those are both doing really well. Very happy with how these slips came out. My eucalyptus tree is doing wonderful. I am super excited to have that added into this year's garden. Luke has a watermelon plant over here. Not sure what his plans are for that. And then this is the dwarf kale that we let go to seed this year. You have to let it grow for 2 years before it goes to seed. And so these little pods, once they get completely dark, that's where the seeds are, and we will harvest those and have those in the greenhouse. This is just kind of a random of what's left over. We've got some of the greens still going in here, the kale, and a couple lettuce, and there's a couple tomato plants in here, but I don't know what we're gonna do with those at the moment. Probably nothing. My mint has gone crazy, so I will be harvesting more of that. I've already done 2 or 3 batches in the dehydrator. I'll be doing more of that so that way I have mint tea throughout the winter time. All right, and then this is the raspberry blackberry patch. Well, this was my herb garden, but these have taken over, so we pick them every day, and we've gotten quite a few, and we will be able to make some sort of jams, jellies, pies, or something out of those here very soon. I've just been picking them, washing them, and putting them in the freezer. The rhubarb, it's about time to harvest that again. probably get 1 or 2 more rounds off of that and then just let that be, because that will come back next year as long as we don't continually pick from it all year. This is actually spearmint as well. I don't know what to do with it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know on that. I might just like pull it and dehydrate it inside for it to smell good. I don't know. Okay, so then we're gonna come back down here. There is some watermelon planted along there, but they do not look so great. I don't know if it's because they don't get enough sun or if it's because the dogs come up and they pee right there, and they're just getting way too much of that. But we do have some over here that are doing well, so those we will either grow up or we will grow out. We've got some squash growing. These are doing really well. Another sunflower, and then one of Luke's ice cream banana trees is coming back, which is good. Another, I think that's another squash plant of some sort. Let's see. Over here, I've got some comfrey that I got from my friend over at Smith Heritage Farm. I'll link them down in the description box below. They are awesome and very knowledgeable. So I also have these 3 pots are the only green beans that made it in the greenhouse. Like I said, I'm not really sure what's going on, but friends, the seeds this year, they were all new packages of seeds, but I did not have very good luck with my seeds this year, so I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that out at some point. I've got 2 eggplants. We've got our cucumber plants going. I only did a couple cucumber plants this year because we still have pickles from like 3 years ago when I grew way too many. I have, these are all sweet peppers, and then these ones are the hot peppers. You can see some of them are coming into bloom. Those ones I got from my other friend that lives down the road, so those were all free for us. And we don't usually eat a lot of hot peppers, but I've been starting to incorporate in like jalapenos. The kids really like spicy foods all of a sudden, so now that they are enjoying spicy foods, I'm going to start incorporating that into dinners and stuff. So they'll get used in some way, shape, or form. Worst case scenario, I have to dehydrate or freeze dry them, and we'll mess with them in 25 years. That is the wonderful benefit of a freeze dryer, is if I don't know what to do with it now, that's okay, because at some point in the next 20 years, we can figure that out. This little patch right here is kind of the leftover tomatoes. These are the ones that I don't know what to do with these, y'all. I don't know. I planted so many tomatoes. I got all the seeds from Baker's Creek. I will link them down in the description box below as well. And I honestly did not expect all of these tomatoes to make it, but they did. So, yay, but also, I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out how to get those trellised or stringed up in some way, shape, or form. So the last video I did, you guys saw that I had put up this little DIY trellis thing, and it's doing well. And then Luke came up with the idea to take some leftover posts that we had and some leftover trellis and do this. And what we need to do is grab our twine and start twining it up and getting those twined up to the top of it. And then once the tomato plants grow, these can then be raised up and everything can be re-twined back up. Twine's super cheap, so not really worried about having to like cut twine and redo it. Ideally, they would be like this back one where I buried the twine in with the plants, but we did not do that for these ones because these ones we planted and then put down the weed barrier, which I am thankful we had the extra points to be able to do a weed barrier this year, because if not, it would all look like this, and there's just nothing I can do about that. Not at all. So, got our sunflower plants planted in between some of these tomatoes. These tomatoes are a mixture of Roma, Spoon, and the Bonnie's Best, and some canning tomatoes. They're all from Baker's Creek. They are all doing really well. I expected to lose half of my tomato seedlings this year, but I didn't lose any, which is why there's so many. But that's good. I got a lot of plans for tomatoes this year. Ketchup, barbecue sauce. We're gonna do like stewed tomatoes, cans, and we will also probably freeze dry some tomato powder as well. Over here we've got my carrot patch, or this is patch 2 of the carrots. It's about time to start spreading those out a little bit, thinning them out. I need to get out here on a day that it's a little bit cooler. It's a little bit too hot for me to be out here in the direct sun for too long with my lupus, so I'm having to wait till later at night or early in the mornings to do stuff out here, but there is still a lot more that needs done. One of the other projects that you can see here is we are working, I'm going to say because Mr. Budget Prepper has never done this, and this will be like only my second time doing this, but I'm putting together an irrigation system so that way poor Mr. Budget Prepper and myself do not have to stand out here for 20-30 minutes to water this garden every night. As the heat gets super hot, we'll probably have to start putting it on a rotation timer of every 12 hours. So this will go off in the morning time and at nighttime once the sun is down, so we don't burn the plants. But I am out of, this piece right here has given me such a problem. So this piece right here, I got them at Walmart for like $2.95, and I bought like 5 of them. And when I went back, they were out of stock on them. And so I took the package up and I said, when are you getting more of these? And they said, oh, we're not. So I called around to Lowe's, I looked on Amazon, I've looked everywhere, and nowhere sells them. So I actually had to go through a third-party company to find them called Drip Depot, and order myself like $50 worth of irrigation stuff, so I got free shipping, which is super annoying for me to get like 3 or 4 more of those so I could finish up the rest of this. But for the most part, everything's irrigated down to there. I just need to irrigate this back part and this part and the carrots, and I might possibly irrigate the berries too. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see how that works. But that's on the list too. All of these are irrigated. You can't really see it at the moment, but it's all irrigated down into there. This will be the intake valve. And then I've got this all staked down, and you can see there's the line running somewhere into the mess of tomatoes. Well, you can see the line right here coming out. So these are all irrigated as well. And they're looking really good. I'm really excited about all the tomatoes. I do need to get out here and figure this out. And then over here we have, this is patch 1 of the carrots. I know it's hard to see because there's so many dang weeds. Patch 1 of the carrots, I've got my onions, my garlic, dill I did not plant, but it randomly came up all over here because that's where it was last year. So I've been dehydrating that, and we're going to use that in my ranch seasoning recipe, which is a part of my recipe ebook. I will put a link down to that in the description box below. So that recipe comes from that ebook, along with like, I think there's 30 recipes in that ebook. So there's a lot of wonderful shelf stable, pantry staple recipes in that ebook. Then we've got the asparagus over there is doing really well, and then we've got the loofahs over there growing. Those are doing really well. And then this was supposed to be strawberries in there. They did not They did not come up. Like I said, I've had a very bad time with seeds this year. But that's okay. I took everything out of there, and my friend gave me some yarrow, so we put some yarrow in there yesterday. So that is what we have going on in the garden this year. It is a lot bigger than we've ever done before. There is plans, like I said, to do more in that area. We're getting there. Everything takes time, my friends, and unfortunately takes money. So we're trying to do everything that we can on a budget or for free, and definitely sharing along any ideas that you guys have would be awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed today's garden update video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. We will see you in the next project video that we do.